Hello, chat. How are you doing today? Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Hello, Plasma Q. Hello, Awkward. Cosmo Mango. Hi. Lavender. Dallas Levente. Hello, Maddie. Mira. The Pong C emote. Bonk. Pizza party in the ocean. What? What's happening? Are we doing a pizza party? Hello, Quintemify. Welcome. Yep, that's definitely Furin. That is Furin. I'll talk about it more after we react to the video. I'll talk about it more after we're done reacting to this video. But yeah, for now. Hello everybody. How's it going? Welcome y'all. We are gonna be reacting to a new video by Mr. Zero SR, the goat himself. He uploaded a new video after what was this last video, like 3 months ago? Okay, 2 weeks ago. Oh, this was done. So 2 months ago, essentially. So yeah, this was a reaction that we did together, and then that is this. So taking into account the fact that the Dawn video is a little bit different, it's been a little while since the Zero Star video. So you know, we're all gonna be reacting to it. You see what I mean when I say pizza India? Okay, sure, yeah. You burnt your hand when cooking? I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that it'll heal soon. Just finished watching the video. I guess we'll see, because I haven't seen it. So, you know, I need to check. There's also the audiovisual video, the Rivers of Nazareth 1 hour documentary, which I have watched. I won't lie to y'all. I have watched it. So we're not gonna be reacting to the whole thing on stream, but I did want to bring up building my level Rivers. Yeah, building your level Rivers of Nazareth. I will say, I cannot believe that my first cameo in the audiovisual cinematic universe was a stretched shot picture of my hand, and this has been circulating around for a little while now. We'll see, because of Twitter. The hand. There's a hand. Oh, here it is.
When it was finally said and done, I think the transition was really cool. Even if it took me forever to make, it was definitely an interesting thing to do on stream. I literally...
There it is, chat. There it is, my hand. Actually, there's another there's another picture of it, like at some point. I forget where it is.
It was like that vibe that I was trying to some hand. It was pretty different.
Yeah. The hand. So, you know, it was a very funny video. That is my first appearance ever in the audiovisual cinematic universe. So there you go, Chad. Okay, let's actually get started on this video. So this is a new video by Zero SR. He has allowed me to react to it. As y'all know, we are close friends, so I just asked. And it's about plagiarism in Geometry Dash. Now, I won't lie to you, I was a part of the conception of this video. He did ask me like some questions, so I do know some of the things he's talking about, and it was one of the sources of information for this video, but I haven't actually seen the video, and I've seen versions of the draft, but it's been a while, so it's been a little bit. Thank you, Alvaro, for the follow over on Twitch. I appreciate it. How's my morning been? It's been nothing. I woke up like 30 minutes ago. Been scrolling through Twitter because I've been getting a shit ton of notifications. We'll talk about it more later. And we'll also talk more about the audiovisual stuff later. Short stream though, general short stream. I don't think we'll be here for too long, but let's watch this. Let's get this started.
Hey guys, let's talk about stealing. As many of you are aware, this isn't new to Geometry Dash. In fact, the second example I gave is from over 8 years ago and was a huge drama back then. Full disclosure, by the way, Manix has reformed a lot since back then, so no hate. Yet, with all the time passed, it continues to happen. And not only does it happen, but it happens at the absolute highest level of the game. But that's actually okay sometimes. Let me explain. A few weeks ago, Zindergame, one of the largest creators in the game and considered by many to be one of the best.
Okay, already couple seconds into it, is it okay? I think the sometimes okay is stealing is not okay, Chad. Stealing is never okay. But there's different types of interactions that are not necessarily stealing. And I think that's what he's talking about when it's okay.
Best made a video. In this video, he admitted to stealing multiple art pieces for his levels over the last few years. He felt pressured, understandably so, due to the community, and by community, I mean you and I. You're not excused from this. We constantly expect.
I am excused from this. I am the only person excused from this. I wanna clarify that as the only person that does not like Zender game, I am an active Zender game hater. As the one and only Zender game hater, I am excused from all of this. I do not take any of the blame. I am exempt from all of it. I am goated. I am the best. Fuck Zender game.
Expected each project he released.
Also, I do like that it's funny that the current level on screen is my level featuring with Zender game in it.
I mean, you and I. You're not excused from this. We constantly expected each project he released to up the ante, be the next best thing. You get the idea. It's a pretty commonly shared sentiment amongst popular artists across the world and has resulted in thousands, if not millions, of said artists growing depressed, quitting, finding solutions like these to continue their work, and in some rare cases, actually using it to fuel more motivation. So the question then is, why does this exist so much in the Geometry Dash community specifically?
Why does it exist at all? You know, like, why do you exist? Like, why do I exist? Like, what is the point of living? What is the universe? Like, what is the meaning for all this? You know, like, if you really think about it, like, you can get a lot more philosophical than just Geometry Dash. Like, that's kind of lame. To be sorry.
Well, it's because we suck, respectfully. I'd be willing to wager that the majority of you would consider yourself beginner creators or not even creators at all. And while that on its own is perfectly okay, it has created an environment where we get really excited over very simple things. Zindergame is one of the most talented creators in this game.
Hey, that's my level.
However, he isn't perfect. Nor is Kolek, nor is Blee, nor is any other creator that you would idolize. And that's the kicker. They're all just people. Typically aspiring beginner or average artists who are trying to improve through this game. But because we find the things that even the average artist can produce in Geometry Dash as peak, we literally can't distinguish average art from actual expert. You see, we're...
Okay, yeah, that is one of my biggest complaints about, like, GD community. Is that we look at some stuff that is made in GD and it's like, whoa, that is the best thing ever made, ever. And it's like, well, no, like, looking from the outside in, looking from a perspective of somebody who's been around the art community, who's been around the video game design community, like, this is why, like, I got some backlash, like, during the GD Awards for saying that, like, at best, a lot of the platform creators were mediocre, which is something that I very much stand for. But it's because if you look at any of the GD levels from outside of GD, as an artist, as a game developer, as anything that applies to GD, and then you look at their GD level, it's not very impressive. It's actually very subpar. It's very mediocre. The best things that we've ever done in GD are still things that people in the platform, like to say, the best platformers in the game. Take Quarion, take Dead God Cold, take any of the mythic rated ones or non-mythic rated ones. All of those, at best, they're a demo for a Kickstarter for a indie game made by one developer. Some of them are game jam entries made in 2 days by a small group of people. Some of them are shit. Like, compared to any of the absolutely fantastic and mind-blowing video games we have out there, nothing we have in GD is, like, even remotely close, you know? Like, when we're reviewing the mythic levels, and I'm talking about Dead God Cold, or Terminus, or Quarion, which are some of the best platformers that have ever been released in this game, and you look at them from the lens of, how much money would I pay if these were actual games? Quarion? Yeah, I would pay like $15. I would pay 15 bucks to pay, maybe 25 bucks to play Quarion if it was like a bigger game, you know? If like Sejong pursued the process of the game and then decided to rework the beginning sections that are a little bit too inspired or straight up one to one from the source material. If the visuals got an update, adding more VFX, adding more different elements to it. If the bosses had better design, more to them, more bosses, more variety, you know. If all of those things were done, I would pay $25 for the game. 15 right now, maybe. If we're really being like, you know, really being stingy, I'll pay $15 for it right now, and I'll play it, and I'll play through it. I'll play it for like a 3 hour experience, and then I'll move on with my life. Probably never think about it again. It was just a cool game to play once, maybe a cool game to play a second time, but I don't think there's that much to the game right now where I can just play it infinitely. How about Terminus? Well, Terminus, I would pay maybe $2. Being 100% honest with you, Chad, Terminus is the kind of game where either you would see on an arcade machine and you would pay like $1 to play through it, die at some point, be like, oh, I want to play again, pay another dollar to play, get a little bit further, and then be like, okay, I'm good for today. Maybe I'll go play another game at the arcade machine. Like, being 100 with you, it's a really solid game. Still, it's really fun. It's really enjoyable. I loved it. It was super fun. But when you take into consideration the fact that like, oh yeah, it's I guess Space Invaders with like a really good touch of like modern visuals. You know, it's as a game, it's pretty decent. I'd pay a couple bucks to play it a couple runs, and if I didn't do it in like 6 runs, and I'd probably just move on. And then looking at Dead God Cold, well, yeah, like how much does Bellatra cost? Let's go check. Bellatra costs 16 Canadian dollars, which I believe should be about 12 American dollars. So, Bellatra, which is a game that is way more visually customized than Dead God Cold, way more complex than Dead God Cold, an insane amount of work that has actually gone into Bellatra that is way higher quality than Dead God Cold is $12. Okay, how about Inscription? Maybe the game is not as much as Bellatra, more like Inscription. Okay, let's go check Inscription. Inscription is $10. And it is a game that approximately has like 7 hours of playthrough. And not even like replayability, just 7 hours of gameplay because I won't spoil too much, but there's multiple things you need to go through. And it has an insane art style, incredibly unique vibes, super compelling game mechanics, and it has $10. So like, how much am I pay for that? I guess I'll pay $10, sure, because comparatively to all of these things, who are also made by the indie devs, who are also made by relatively small teams of people that take months to work on them too, they aren't that much of a big deal. Like the amount of time that it took to make Dead God Cold, probably less time that it took to make Balatro, or probably a very similar amount of time that it took to make Balatro. I don't know, and it's it's kind of just okay. And to that, it's kind of weird that in the GD community we have this very big discrepancy. Because yeah, like we're just playing levels for free. They're community-based levels. So if it's anything better than what you can do, obviously you can consider it peak. But when put into perspective, into the grander scale of things, I don't exactly know how to feel about it.
This is kind of a problem. Say, for example, I look at the new Zinder game level and say, oh my goodness, that's peak. You're a master at this, please do more. But as soon as their work doesn't hold up to that crazy expectation that I just set, oh, well, now they've fell off. They're washed. And all that work they've put in to improve has seemingly come crumbling down on them. So, he steals. He steals so he can alleviate that stress of feeling like he has to push to be far more than what he was actually capable of, because of us. Now, this, of course, isn't
Not me, by the way.
excuses for him, because regardless of the pressure, you should never resort to stealing ever. But this situation is dangerous, and not only is it dangerous, but it's also not nearly as big of a situation as the community is making it out to be.
Um, hmm.
Now, if you've seen the video, you may look at some of these stolen works and wonder, how is this plagiarism? Well, this is where the misunderstanding lied. Plagiarism, or stealing in simple terms, is one of a few ways to use external resources to help you build your own work. For example, there's
I think that's the dictionary definition, which I think is a good thing to have used. And if it, because yeah, I think that when it comes to these kinds of subjects that are a little bit touchy in the community, you have to use dictionary definitions and kind of go with them at risk of people like giving you shit for not exactly using the definition that they want to use. Because people will twist this and use a different definition for the words. Be like, actually, that's not what plagiarism is. It's actually this. It's like, no, like that's actually the dictionary definition. Shut the fuck up. So if it is,
there's
the good
also
for good on him.
referencing, which I'm sure you guys all recognize, where you find some other art, it could even be your own, that you then get inspired by and end up making something that is derived from some part of the art that motivated you. It can be colors, the rough shape, the art style, it
Hey,
can
my
literally
level.
just be off pure vibes. But the key here is that referencing has to be transformative. It has to
Yeah,
create
it
something
does.
new and different from the original work.
Yep.
Because of this, to the untrained eye, it usually wouldn't even look much like the original work. Plagiarism, however, is on the other side of this line. It's too close to the original to be considered.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Now we're gonna have fun. Now we're gonna have fun. If he's gonna start showing things that are straight up like ripped off and copied. Because okay, here's the thing, chat. Oh my god, I want to talk about this. I don't know if he talks about this yet, so but I want to talk about this. Obviously, you look at the end screen for Fantasia, and you're like, okay, it looks very similar to this art from Kyrgyzstan. However, you look at it and you'll be like, well, it's actually not exactly one to one. Like, like the black hole render is a little bit different. There's less particles in this one. The clouds are not the same. Like, it's not exactly one to one. So is it still copying? Chat, the reason why it's not one to one is not because they want it to be original and they want it to be transformative. It's because creators in GD aren't that good. Creators in GD are actually kind of shit. And this includes myself and everybody else. We are not professional artists for the most part. And the reason why things don't exactly look one to one is because a lot of creators are not good enough to recreate these things one to one. There just aren't. A lot of creators will look at something like this and will be like, well, I can't recreate this one to one because I kind of, that would be too much effort, that would be too much time. I don't know how to do it, or I just don't want it to seem like I'm copying. And so they'll just do something that is close enough to where you can see that they're essentially copied. That the composition is copied, the concept is copied, the colors are copied. There's too many things, but the creators are definitely still not good enough to put all the effort to do all this. Because they're just not. I'm sorry, like a lot of people are just not as good as they think they are to copy some of the professional work that a lot of professional artists do. People who have spent tens of years, like dozens of years sometimes, mastering their craft. Not everybody's as good as that. Like it's really hard to be able to be like, yeah, I can do the exact work that somebody who's been in the industry for 35 years can do. You know?
Considered an original idea, or in some cases is just a one-for-one copy of it. Truth be told, it can be incredibly
Okay, he didn't show
difficult
more.
to decide
I
whether
do wish he
something
showed
is
more.
actually stolen or if it was merely referenced in a tasteful way. One side is grounds to be incredibly criticized or potentially even canceled, while the other side is a common practice made by pretty much all creators at some point or another. In Zendergame's eyes, everything
Do I think that if editor will have more features, will these creators be good enough? No, here's the thing. The editor making things more accessible doesn't make you a better creator. It just makes you lazier. Like, straight up, all of the things that have been added with 2.2, with the exception of very, very few specific things that I can talk about if you want to, could be done in 2.1. All of them could be done in 2.1. Absolutely all of them. With the exception, of course, of shaders and warping. But every single thing could be done in 2.1. Was it optimized? No, hell no. Did it require a lot of time and effort to remake? Yes, absolutely. You could simulate a lot of these camera movements by, like, changing different things about the editor. Like, there's a lot of different things that you could have done as a creator to simulate a lot of the new things that have been added to 2.2, because these are more so quality of life to make those things not necessarily a pain. They make it more accessible. They don't make you better. You know, like, you can do a frame by frame animation of some incredible camera transition, or you can just use the zoom out thing in 2.2. Like, it's up to you. We could have done all of these things in 2.1, just nobody wanted to put the effort to actually stick through and do all of those things. But the new tools don't make you a better creator, they just make you lazier. They just make it more accessible. And hey, if you like that, there's no problem with it, because I use area triggers all the time. I think area triggers are super cool. They're super resourceful. They're a way for me to do simple effects that are really cool and that add a lot to a part very easily. Is it lazy of me? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't care. It still is a very useful tool. There's nothing wrong with being lazy. No. Like, no. Like, you can be lazy, but you gotta be aware of that too, There's things that you'll do that is like, hey, like, I don't want to sit through and give a group to every single one of these objects and make them pulse at a specific rate, I just want to, just want to make everything go white when I go close to it, and then put an area trigger, call it a day. That's fine. That doesn't necessarily make you a better creator, and none of the tools usually would.
Everything in his video is considered stealing and wrong. But
also, I should say, sorry, chat. I am a little bit sick. My throat is really sore right now. I yelled a lot yesterday, so apologies if I sound raspy. But anyway.
For example, would you guys consider what's currently on screen to be stealing? How about this one? This third one? Okay, yeah, I'll give that to him. That one's kind of crazy, but you see my point. Unfortunately, we live in a time where people aren't really given the time of day so everyone can form their own opinions. Instead, one of two things are happening. Either one, he's being dragged for copying everything he's
He stole everything? Xander Game, his confession of plagiarism, and his retirement of, I don't know what the rest says. That is an insane clickbait title. That is insane clickbait title. We should do this, chat. We should clickbait more. I feel like I should clickbait more, because this guy got 3K views, and I didn't. So I need to clickbait more and steal his clickbait ideas. This is what we're doing, chat. From now on, if we see really bad clickbait, we are stealing it. We're stealing the clickbait, and we're repurposing it to make it even worse, and make fun of them too on the,
heavily criticized for it.
We're doing that.
Two, people have the perspective that they recognize.
Xander Game reportedly forgot to credit the color wheel which he used to select his colors. That is true. He didn't credit it. I will say that is like a very, how do I say this? This is like a very, like, this is really trying to downplay the actual effects of Xander copying. Like there's both ends that are like, oh my god, clickbait, and also the people who are actively trying to downplay how serious of an issue this is. Like, this is a funny tweet. It is a cool tweet, but also, like,
recognize that he stole, but they don't care because this is just a funny block game, so who cares? Into that, all I have to say is do better. You all have your own opinions and thoughts, and the only way we can have a fun, enjoyable, and healthy community is if we create our own opinions based on our own experiences.
Amen for that. My god, holy shit, chat. Oh my god, wait. Making your own opinion? Excuse me? Is that a thing that the GD community can do? Making your own opinion? Not just listening to a popular YouTuber or streamer or personality and taking that opinion for yourself? Oh my god, we can have a different opinions from other people and like talk about those opinions, because that's like the whole point of conversation. That is crazy, chat. So like, if I think that Pixel Path 2 is the worst level ever released last year, like is that an opinion that is okay? My goodness. Wonderful. Like, oh my god. Can't believe it. I can have an opinion now. Thinking it's cringe? No, I agree there. Never mind.
blah, Zinder stole, blah, blah. If we're going to act like for even a second that we have a moral high ground over the guy that stole a couple times, at least do him the respect of looking into it yourself first. And hey, if you come out of it still holding the position that you think he shouldn't be in the community, that what he did steal was too much for you, then I absolutely cannot blame you.
That's fair.
The
Yeah.
important part is that you take this seriously and you form that opinion on your own, from your
So
own.
it's bothering me that the transhumanist video is like slightly. It's like it's not actually taking the whole screen. This is bothering me. This line at the top. I don't know what's happening there, but it's bothering me.
Besides, when you begin looking into this a bit more, you quickly realize that this situation, the Zinder game situation, isn't nearly the only case of stealing.
Also, chat. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm distracted by the subway surfers in the background. Can we just talk about how sick this transition is? Like, I worked really hard on this transition. Like, this level is really cool. Transhumanist, sorry, Aether. I know, I worked on this level. I'm fucking stupid. This is my level.
Situation isn't.
Damn, that transition is cool, huh? Anyway, sorry, he's saying stuff. I'm not paying attention because I'm fucking brain rot.
From your own experience. Besides, when you begin looking into this a bit more, you quickly realize that this situation, the Zinder game situation, isn't nearly the only case of stealing in the community. There are tons of examples throughout just the last few years of extremely popular levels and creators who are getting the credit of being extremely talented.
Whoa, I can't believe my good CD pre would copy. Wait, how close is this one? Ooh, that's a bit disgusting. Yikes, my goat CD pre. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This is really funny because CD pre is the one who actually submitted this. We had like a list of like things that we could submit. CD pre like pointed this one out. So CD pre is actually like exposing himself, which I think is very honorable of them to do. But yeah.
Years of extremely popular levels and creators who are getting the credit of being extremely talented just because we didn't care to look into what we were actually watching. For example, Kuluk, one of the most popular creators in the game.
Ooh, we're gonna get into this one. Ooh, we're gonna get fun into this one.
Right now, stole the asset from his part in Emerald Realm from this right here. I'm sure while watching this, you believe it's all original work, and with even RobTop supporting it, why wouldn't you? Which, to be clear, I've established being inspired is okay, but the larger point here is that he...
Wait.
From his part in Emerald Realm.
Come on, like, chat. Like, that is so funny. That is so funny. This is so funny because Kuluk for the past, like, I'd say like 2 to 3 years has been consistently stealing things from other media without giving any credit and by passing it as his own. And no, I won't talk too much because the video still has 5 more minutes. But people have told Kuluk, hey, you should give credit. You should give credit because you're taking these things almost 1-to-1 sometimes without giving any credit. And guess what? Kuluk said he ain't. He said he ain't. That's it. He said he's not. He said he's not. And I can show you more. But we'll see.
We'll see. From this right here. I'm sure while watching this, you believe it's all original work, and with even RobTop supporting it, why wouldn't you?
We'll see.
Which, to be clear, I've established being inspired.
Early mentions? Okay, then we'll show more. I have more.
Here is that he should not be credited for being
it's a different shape.
when a lot of his ideas are
valid.
His own. Simply remaking things you've seen on the internet, of course, takes skill. So this by no means is me saying that he doesn't deserve any credit. He's absolutely better than 99% of y'all.
That is still true. Kuluk is still a very talented creator. Doesn't make it okay. That's the part that needs to be said. He's goated references, by the way. So the Cytokinesis plug design is a funny one. We can talk about it right now. Actually, I have it pulled up. I have it all pulled up. Let me get the Cytokinesis one because I think this one's the most offensive one. I think by far this one is like the one that I'm like actually borderline disgusted by how like insane it is. I am not giving Cytokinesis anything. Where is his part again? Where is, oh, here it is, here it is, here it is. Look at that. He put it in the middle of a transition with a lot of things going on that you wouldn't notice that this thing at the top is actually traced. And if you want to know where it's traced from, well, here you go, Chad. It is exactly traced from, where is it? It is this exact weapon that you can see. And it is turned the other way around, and he changed the color of the gloves. Look at that. That little square with the little thing right here. Oh, look at that. That little square right here. How about this little square with the, yeah, that's there. What about okay, this one, he kind of changed the shape, but overall, it's still the exact same weapon. Wow, that's crazy, Chad. That is crazy, Chad. Wow, there's a stolen trace asset in a cherry team level made by Kulak. How about we go and check more cherry team levels, Chad? How about that, huh? I'm sure we can find tons of stolen and traced assets from cherry team levels. Such a respectable and happy moment that we are having right here. So yes, it is not taken one to one because the handle isn't there. But people told Kulek, hey, don't do this. Hey, you should give credit. Hey, Kulek, what the fuck? Has he said anything about it? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for him to come out and be like, yo, my bad. Here's a credit. Because I have the credit for you. This is made by Roman Polyakov. You can find it on our station. Amazing artist that does custom work for a lot of weapons. You know, this is not that hard to do. I'm doing it right now, so why isn't he? So what the fuck are we doing here? Why are you trying to disguise this block design right here into a transition? You know, like what are you doing? What are you doing? What are we doing here? Huh? So what are we doing here? We're just taking stuff from Roman Polyakov and calling it, oh yeah, I made this in Geometry Dash for my part in Cytokinesis by Cherry Team. No, this is nothing against Cherry Team, by the way. There's nothing against Vernim themselves. I don't care. But as a host, you need to do better. If you as a host are supporting your creator stealing from other people, that's on you. You need to do better. However, this right here, this is not okay. This is not okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is why I'm not saying that this is on Vernim. Because I know that a lot of people will just say, oh my god, Cherry Team, so instantly putting on Vernim. This is not on Vernim. It's whoever hosted is in Cherry Team. This is why I'm saying it. Nothing against Vernim. Nothing to do with that here. Nothing to do with Cherry as a whole. These are particular individuals who are getting away with putting stolen shit in their levels. That is going to affect the reputation of their levels. You know? If they don't want the reputation of their levels to get affected by this, then they gotta be careful. They gotta check this shit. You know? So, yeah. Acid from Kulik. Solid from Roman Polyakov. Apologies if I'm butchering the name.
But the difference in skill between remaking something and coming up with it all on your own is tremendous.
Okay, let's go back a second.
Simply not his own. Simply remaking things you've seen on the internet, of course, takes skill. So this by no means is me saying...
I disagree with Zero here. And this is something that I didn't tell him that I disagreed with, because I wanted to see how he fleshed it out. I do not think that recreating things requires skill. I've seen this said a lot of time. Oh yeah, recreating that one-to-one requires a lot of skill. You still need to be skilled enough to recreate it. And I understand it to some degree. Yeah, you need to be, at the very least, a decent enough artist to replicate the artist that you're trying to. You need to be, you know, at least to a degree, competent enough to be able to recreate something. Sure, I don't think it requires skill though. It just requires time. It requires effort. If you really want to recreate something one-to-one, then you gotta dedicate the time and effort to understand how to recreate that. Now, can you call that skill? Maybe. But I don't think that it requires skill. It requires time and it requires effort. It requires you to dedicate yourself for a while to make sure that what you're recreating is exactly the same.
that he doesn't deserve any credit.
And no, he doesn't. He still deserves the credit of like doing like, other aspects of the part. You know, like that's the thing. If you think that that stolen block design that is almost 1-to-1 stolen from an art that has absolutely no credit given is fine because the rest of the part is unique, then that's up to you. But we really should not be excusing the fact that stealing is happening to begin with. Okay?
Absolutely better than 99% of y'all. But the difference in skill between remaking something
99%.
and coming up with it all on your own is tremendous, and it sadly isn't seen in the community. And again, obviously, this isn't nearly the only example. Just going
my
through some of
God.
the more well-regarded levels that have come out in the last couple of years, we can see plenty of projects that take concepts or direct art from other places.
Ooh, the end screen from Cosmos. This one was a really, really bad one, because this one is just like basically 1-to-1 if it wasn't for like all of the beautiful art that actually makes the original way better. Like, yikes.
The community every single time. What's interesting is we actually do discourage unoriginal work here, but it's always for making levels that already look like other levels.
Yeah.
Making low design, basic modern, as well as a ton of other styles are generally considered boring and unoriginal. So you might say, well, Zero, what's the difference?
At least the end Vernum got permission, but yeah, Cogmon and Screen is still fucked up. Oh, I mean, okay. That's another thing we need to talk about. Getting permission from the artist is important, and I think it's necessary and it's great. But you still need to credit them. Just because the artist said, yeah, you can use it, doesn't just mean you can do so without giving credit. You need to give credit. You need to get, like, give them, the right credit that they deserve. It is very, very important that this is something that you do. Even if they say, yeah, go ahead, do it. Like, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Between those, and for that, I'd say nothing. You kind of hit it on the nail there. If we discourage people, or at least don't hype up people making unoriginal styles in Geometry Dash, then why should we encourage people making unoriginal art?
Ooh, what a crazy bar. Ooh, what a crazy bar. Wait, let's hear that one again.
If we discourage people, or at least don't hype up people making unoriginal styles in Geometry Dash, then why should we encourage people making unoriginal art?
Damn. Damn, that's a bar. That's crazy. Cause yeah, like why? Why should we do that? That is fucked up. Like in the end, like why are we encouraging people that are actively stealing when we're not okay with Adiel doing the fucking same generic design for the 1000th time, you know? Like when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's like we have already as a community been pretty like, pretty rough on, some people because of their stealing or the copying or them being unoriginal or them doing other people's styles. Like, it's one of those things that like, damn, it's like, that's so lame. It's so lame. I don't know. It's one of those things that it's like, ugh. I hit Adiel because of Anubis. Why is it in a gauntlet? I have no clue.
It's a simple answer. We shouldn't. So, don't. Of course, this is just a game, the same way that art is simply a hobby to most. So, of course, there will always be people who will steal to try and gain popularity within the game.
Dude, that is so lame. If you're stealing to get popularity, then, like, you're not good. You're still not good. You're still not good. You can be the most popular creator in the game, but if you're not good, you're not good. I'm sorry. You suck. Bad. Ew. like, if somebody with 200 subscribers is still a better creator than you, and you have 10,000, still better than you. I'm sorry. Like, GG's. Cry about it. Cry about it. Like, it's not, like, I don't know. I feel popularity is one of those things that it's like, come on, if you really try to be popular by like it's same thing with like clickbaiting and stuff like that. Like so that's so lame. You're not actually getting any respect from people. You're not actually getting any like real praise. Like none of those achievements are yours. Like what are you trying to get here? Like you're like, come on. As people, we're better than this. Victor, my goat, watches Kuluk. I'm pretty sure that there's quite a lot of people who watch Kuluk. If Kuluk is put into a challenge of like actually doing something without references and being original, then yeah, he gets watched any day. Any day. I can't wait for the fucking GD Twitter to take that a statement and run with it. I am fueling. I am giving GD Twitter so much content this weekend. We had yesterday with all of the all of the GD colon stuff, and now we're giving them even more content out of this drama. We're creating drama. ZDR watches Kolak, dude. ZDR watches anybody any day of the week. Any day of the week.
But look, if you're looking to improve, stealing is not the solution. There are tons of other ways to gain skill in Geometry Dash.
Okay, I want to say something. There's a difference, Chad, between stealing for your own merit and using art to improve. And now here's something that I'll show you. Because I've been open about this. Let me open it up. So, as an example, I will show you this piece. This is an art study. I drew this. Is it an original study? No. It is a study for a reason that I'm calling it that. It is just not just me drawing a character and drawing some of the stuff. This is an art study. I am using a reference and I am doing my best to repurpose those shapes as closely as possible to that reference. Now you're saying, wait a second. What do you mean by that? This is a character named Irene from the game Arknights. And she has a really, really beautiful skin in this game that I think is probably one of my favorite skins in the entire game. It is a really cool skin. It's this one. And then you look at this one and you look at this one and be like, whoa, that is really close. That is very much like the exact same pose, the exact same standing, like the exact same clothes. It is the same. Yes. The intent of this is not for me to say, hey, look, I made this art. Look at how good I am. The intent of this was me going over this piece and analyzing it. Not tracing it, not necessarily going like and redrawing it, but analyzing it, analyzing the different parts about this piece that made it feel so compelling to me. Why do I like this so much? Why is this piece something that I find so good? Obviously, the dragon here is absolutely well designed. It has an insane texture work and it has really good composition, really interesting shapes. The fact that it creates a triangle on the overall shape, that it focuses on Irene in the center, her pose, the weapons that she's carrying, the design of them, the way that her hair flows in the wind. All of these different things are very, very important things that I, as an artist, I'm trying to learn. This is how I will improve, by understanding how other art works and understanding how it goes. So when I look at this and I try to recreate it for a purpose of understanding the anatomy, because you can see here, like I am drawing the certain parts of the body that aren't even shown in the picture, you know, like referencing where the legs are, referencing where the torso is, where the different cuts of the rib cage, of the neck, you know, all of these different things that will help me understand better how this works. Am I ever releasing this and saying that it's a piece that I made originally by myself? No, because it's not. It is absolutely a recreation of this. It is an art study. It is done with the intent of learning, with the intent of me understanding what to do, how to improve as an artist. Doing this is healthy. It's actually very, very much recommended for a lot of artists to learn from other artists, to understand different things about other artists. Because a big thing that you'll hear from a lot of people is analyze your favorite art style and your favorite artists to learn how they do things so that you can think of similar ways of doing those things. Asling4 is an absolutely insane artist. They're absolutely incredible. Their art is some of the best that I've ever seen, and I'm one of their biggest fans. I love Asling4. They have an amazing job whenever they do designs for Arknights or for any game or for anything. They're an insane designer. The only reason why I'm doing this, well, to showcase the fact that asking for is so great that I want to learn from them. A study is very different from tracing something one-to-one and stealing. One of them is actually useful to you as an artist. The other one is only detrimental to you. Up to you to decide which one you decide to do. Let's keep watching the video. Oh,
There are tons of
there you
other
go.
more productive and frankly more fun ways to learn. It's honestly most of why creating in this game tends to be as fun as it is. Sadly,
I
of
agree
all
there.
the people who I honestly expected to be on top of this, RobTop sadly has fallen victim to awarding stolen work rather
Oh
highly.
my god.
But I do want to make it clear that
The RobTop stealing like allegations are insane, Chad. We need to have a discussion about RobTop at some point.
I don't blame him. I don't think for starters that he simply doesn't care or supports it in any way. I really just think that the guy doesn't have time on his own to sift through every level that he rates to make sure nothing is stolen. It'd be a tremendous amount of work to his already difficult list of tasks. I do think, however, that there is a solution, which isn't a new one. What he needs to do, for a plethora of reasons, is simply hire new people to work with him. It doesn't necessarily...
I feel like every single fucking issue that we have in GD can literally be solved if RobTop just fucking locked the fuck in, hired people, and was more interactive with the community. Like, genuinely. I feel like that would solve like 90% of our issues, and that would generally make the community such a better space if RobTop just fucking stopped being a little... a little stubborn baby and be like, no, I am not hiring more people. I am only hiring Nazgub because Nazgub is very, very good at making videos for me. Like, obviously, like, I'm downplaying the situation right here, like, but really, we just need more people to work for the game. We just need more people to work for the game. We just hire people. Just hire more people. My goodness. My goodness.
have to be something specific to, you know, checking levels or rating levels, but just something to ease his workload. So
I
that
love
when he
Tears of
does go to rate a
Denial.
level,
It has
maybe
to
he
be
has
my
the time of
favorite
day
stolen
to,
work
you know,
of
play it the whole
2024.
way through, or check that some project that he maybe thought was really cool is actually an original idea. But
I think Zero here should have shown wordless because, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Tears of Denial is just kind of, you know.
I'm gonna be honest, we have zero clue if that's gonna happen. Rob has been saying since the dawn of time that he'd hire new people, but from what I can tell, hasn't actually happened. So, until that day comes, it's up to us to keep that in check. To be a touch more skeptical about the things that you see in this game, and more importantly, try. Try to promote more.
Damn. Why he doing all that? Try. My goodness. Yeah, guys, you need to try. You need to try. Not me. I'm good. I'm chilling. Like you need to try though. You need to try harder and be better.
Game, and more importantly,
damn, his writing is this fire.
More creative and diverse work. Try to push yourself to do new things. Try to form opinions of your own, doing your own credible research before making life decisions, big or small. We live in a world where that sort of thing is very scarce.
5 out of 10, Zero didn't buy Wordless itself to play and get footage of. Oh no, oh
no. And it's honestly sad to see. So, hey,
I
I'll
agree.
leave y'all with this. Throughout my last 10 years of playing this game, I've been so incredibly lucky
oh my God.
to see the vision
okay, sorry.
Last 10 years, honestly sad.
First of all.
So, hey, I'll leave y'all with this.
We'll listen to what he's saying in a second. I gotta talk about this level. Oh my God, this level's so peak. This level's so peak. Can we talk about this level for a second? This level's so peak. Like, I genuinely still think this level is, like, insanely good. It is so fucking fun. It has some of the best gameplay in the game still. And, like, holy shit, they popped off. They peaked. They just peaked. So, you know. Anyway, let's listen to what he's actually saying.
Honestly sad to see. So, hey, I'll leave y'all with this. Throughout my last 10 years of playing this game, I've been so incredibly lucky to see the visions of thousands of talented creators realized. From classic GD aesthetics to incredibly unique vintage ideas to even creating entire worlds. It's an inspiring community to be in if you decide to give it a chance and really look. So now it's your turn to choose. Will you be like everyone else, supporting and encouraging work that isn't even theirs, or will you be better, promoting creativity and being even just a little bit more skeptical of the things that you do see? I've been wanting to talk about this for quite some time, and
Jaya. Hold on, let's see. Where is it?
Classic GD aesthetics to incredibly unique.
Jaya. I love Jaya.
Even just a little bit more skeptical of the things that you do see. I've been wanting to talk about this for quite some time, and if I'm honest with you guys, I'm really sad that it took the Zinder game situation happening for me to get up and do it though. I hope you guys can see why this is such a big problem in the community. But hey, I really do fully understand if it's a lot to think about. If you guys have any questions or thoughts on the Zinder game situation or anything that I said in this video, then please do leave a comment. I'll try my best to answer things where I can and discuss any thoughts or opinions you do want to share. Also, thank you guys for 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah, whatever. He's ranting for the next minute. I don't need to see all that. I'm kidding. I'll watch it. Yeah, he does. He did hit 20k. Congratulations to him. Okay, chat. What do we even start with? What do we even start with? So many things that, like, you know. So many things to talk about when it comes to this thing. How do y'all feel about the situation? How do y'all feel about the whole, you know, taking things from other people, you know? How do you feel about stealing? Let's just do a simple poll in chat right now. How do we feel about stealing? Is it a W or is it an L move? I feel like we all know how we feel, but you may start the poll. Do y'all feel like this is a chill thing to do? Do you think that, like, you should be allowed to steal things as long as you credit them? Do you feel like, how do you feel about this, chat? I want to hear your thoughts. I genuinely want to hear what y'all have to say about this, because this is definitely a topic that, you know, it's very touchy. A lot of people have different opinions on them, and so it's definitely not just very simple to just go through and be like, yeah, I know exactly how I feel about this, you know. That's my take. I have quite a big take, but I'm waiting for chat to yap a little bit. I'm waiting for chat to yap a little bit. What they have to say. I steal, honestly, way too much. I steal a quarter circles from Mother Nature and universal physics. Thank you, ZDR. I love stealing from homeless people. Thank you, chat. This is why I know I can rely on your opinions to make sure that, you know. Honestly, seeing the amount of glaze the recent Hollow Knight level while it being fully stolen art has been really annoying me recently. I get that. The Nexus upload was kind of shitty. Please watch the end of the video, it's so funny. We'll watch it in a second. I just want to get the thoughts out on this because I figured that the rest of the video is not going to be about the situation. Depends on the context, but generally no, and at the very least credit. I am of the opinion, and I have a pretty strong opinion, Chad. I think that there is absolutely never a reason to steal something one-to-one. If you want to create a reference, you can create your own way to represent that reference into the art form that you're doing. For example, if you want to make a reference to Hollow Knight in your level because it is your favorite game, you can include something that is a part of Hollow Knight into your own art style and you can draw it yourself, or like recreate it, sure, like whatever, as long as you give credit. But there is no reason ever to just steal something. You should always give it your own spin to things, even if it's to pay homage. If you're trying to pay homage to something, like for example, I want to pay homage to my favorite level, Change of Scene, by introducing an Easter egg where one of the bosses pops out its head in the middle of the level and says hi. Sure, that is a pretty original idea. You're trying to convert what the boss was into a different, like a different context and a different medium, and you're like hopefully recreating the boss and not just taking it straight from the level and giving credit that, hey, this is the boss from Change of Scene by Blee, my favorite level. Sure, yeah, that's okay. That is transformative. You're trying to make something new out of something else. But if you just say, well, I just want to make a boss rush of all the GD bosses, and I'm gonna go and copy the exact section of all of those bosses one to one from every level, and put them into an older level, or just make a compilation of them. Okay, I mean that definitely requires some effort, but the only thing that you're doing is taking the bosses that already were made and pasting them into a new level. Like, of course, you're adding transitions, and sure, you're making some things yourself, but that's just stealing. Even if you get credit, I don't think there's a reason for that to exist. There's no reason for those things to exist. Those things serve no purpose. They just have no value. And then you say, well, no, it serves no value by themselves. It would have served a value if you had introduced your own boss mechanics, if you had changed some of the animations to be more within what you do, and do some of those things. Like, it's one of those things that, like, if you change things to make it unique, to make it feel like your own, then yeah, obviously. It makes for really cool, interesting content. You can make a boss rush inspired by the different bosses, but if you're just taking one to one the same exact patterns and attacks and stuff like that, then you're not really doing too much. You're not being transformative enough for it to value as original art. There's no reason to do that. There is no purpose. I would much rather see something that is less good, that is entirely original, than something that looks amazing but is entirely copied. One of my favorite examples of transformative stealing is the Grand Arena Showdown series. The creator completely remade many different popular bosses from GT and turned them into platformer bosses. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I think that is really cool. They remade them, they made different attack patterns, they made it into a platformer mode, which is not what the intention was originally. They completely spin it off its head, and that is really cool. I remember seeing that. I thought it was interesting. It still, like, would have preferred if they were original bosses, but if your goal was to just take that and do that, then it's okay. At the very least, there's a lot of effort put into recreating them into platformers and making them original. Having original interactions. Have fun, Akra, take it easy. What are some areas where people adapting... What about some areas where people adapting something in GD? So, for example, The Gungeon by Matsu Game, which is a recreation of Into the Gungeon. To me, absolutely serves no purpose. It is so useless. It is absolutely useless to do that, because all that you're doing is, first of all, not crediting the source material, getting recognition and getting praise and getting a lot of attention from it, while also taking away potential people who would go and play the game. And I think that is the most harmful thing, is the fact that there's a lot of kids who probably would have enjoyed playing Enter the Gungeon, but since they can play it in GD for like a cheaper price, even though it's not the same exact game, if they can play some of it, well, they've played it, so like they don't need to go and play it again. They don't need to go and buy the game and support the original creators that you are stealing from. You're actively harming the games that you're stealing from. you're actively harming the communities that are putting effort into making your success a real thing. So if that's the kind of person that you want to be, I don't know what to say, Chad. If you are Matthew Game and actively harming people that are making your success true, then I don't know. I don't know what to say. Also, I am very surprised that some people still think that stealing is W, but I can't convince everybody. Like, if you really care about the Gungeon as a game, then you really wouldn't be doing that. Non-demons should have buffer clicks? What is... Sure. Sure, shouldn't have buffer clicks, sure. No, I disagree with that, but... Yeah. Non-demons absolutely can't have buffer clicks. Okay. Timings, they can also have timings. I see that as the timing is lenient enough, I think that's fine. Thoughts on collages? I think collages can be interesting if done in a way where you are still repurposing it to, like, if you're just taking something one-to-one and just pasting it in a way that is interesting, that, in my opinion, doesn't offer enough creativity. Like, if you still remake the art, sure. Non-demon should have memory gameplay. So true, bestie. I agree with that. Chris Spelunky inspired level isn't stealing, right? Okay. So I've heard a little bit about this. Let me close these two. I don't want to give it off. Sorry, Zero. I know you're streaming right now. I'll go and raid you later. It's Recipital, right? No, it's not Recipital, is it? Yeah, it's Labyrinth. Okay. So this one. I remember playtesting this one. So... what to say about this one? Obviously, if you go and look at Spelunky, you know, you go and look at Spelunky, let's go Spelunky shop, for example, from Spelunky 2. And then you take this one, right? And then you compare it to this. Very obviously, there are very clear references. You know, it is very obvious that there were references. In the way that it's designed, in the way that it's portrayed, the fact that there's an old man with very similar design sitting in the back, you know. This is technically speaking original art. But it's not about tracing one-to-one art. It's about taking the concepts, the ideas, and the aesthetic behind. I'm personally not the biggest fan of stuff like this. I think that recreating games is not the best. I really don't like that. If Tricipital can add their own spin to this level and make something really cool out of this, then sure, people can enjoy it. But I really think it is important that all of this is super well credited, because quite a lot of things about this are just very, very close to Spelunky as a game. Like, obviously, Tricipital's putting a lot of work into making this more than just a Spelunky ripoff. And I really, really hope that the community still doesn't just let this go by. And just, you know... If the community doesn't recognize that this is still a Spelunky stuff... like, not a Spelunky stuff, it's Spelunky project, like... then, I don't know. That's the sad part. It's just that, like... I'm sure that Tricipital has probably talked about it, like, at some point. But it's like, yeah, major inspiration, Spelunky entered the Gungeon. Like, I understand that. And I'm glad that they have been giving inspiration. But they have to be very open about this and very clear. Like, this should be in the level. But just because you have some original ideas sprinkled in there doesn't mean that you're exempt from, you know, all of the other repercussions that come. Anyway, let's finish watching the video. And let's go raid 0. Because I want to end stream here very shortly. I have a lot of things to do today, sadly. Short stream chat.
I honestly could not thank you guys enough. It's a goal that I should have hit quite a while ago, but due to me taking a big break, it definitely came a bit later than expected. And hey, you know what that means? Pizza party for everyone.
Yay,
All
pizza.
you have to do is subscribe and show up to these coordinates on February 30th.
Oh, February, okay.
And we'll have infinite free pizza. It's actually going to be so hype. I cannot wait to see you guys all there. Anyway, it's been quite the day. I'm going to go probably make another video. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to lie.
That is not true. He's streaming. He's lying. He's streaming. He's not making another video.
I'm going to go make another video. But in that case, I will see you guys next time. So, stay real and peace out, guys.
Damn, that's crazy. I'm gonna get copyrighted because of that last song. Okay. I now understand the pizza party in the middle of the ocean.
Subscribe and show up to these coordinates.
Do these really point to the middle of the ocean? February 30th is wild. February 30th is wild. That's crazy. Alright. Through the description. In this video we talk about plagiarism and simpler term stealing and the implications of that for the community. From the Zendigan situation to creators and levels that I'm sure you majority of you never knew about, let's explore what it means to steal in this game and need to stop it. Alright, Chad. Alright, Chad. What can we do about this? Yeah, I guess if the pizza party is happening on February 30th, I'll be showing up. So if y'all want to go to the pizza party, I'll be there. I'll be there. Alright, Chad. Let me talk real quick about what happened yesterday. Twitter was exploding. Put a little bit at the beginning of stream, but... So yesterday, me and GD Cologne met up. We hung out during most of the day yesterday with another friend too, and we spent some time together. It was really fun. We had some good food. He played what's in game is? Hold up. Let me go to GD Cologne's thing. He was playing. He watched me play some Astrolith. Of course, the Astrolith. And then we had Nincast going over the hand geoguess. I love this reply. This reply is so hard. Like, this reply chain is so fucking good. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. I love Kaz. This is so fucking funny. Oh god, this is a reply chain is so peem. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, we had the hands reveal. And so yeah, we spent some time with Colin. Took a picture with the plushies. This is the My Favorite plushie that I have shown y'all before. This is GD Cologne, and we had our other friend with a Keropi plushie. And I think this is the little goober from Cut the Rope. Omnom, I think is his name. Yeah. Anyway, really cool stuff. We hang out for a while. Twitter kind of went crazy. I know that this is normal numbers for him, but for me these are not normal numbers. But I'm happy that people were happy with it. And yeah, also took this picture of him with with the lanky box. If you know, you know. Anyway, it was a fun time. I had a great time. Twitter went really crazy about these, and I'm glad that y'all enjoyed it. Y'all enjoyed this whole thing. Anyway, all of that to say, Chad, go and raid 0. Go and bother him. Go and spam me a raid. Let me send the stream over to y'all. Go and raid him. Don't go and say hi. He's having fun today, making new level. You know, apparently. I don't know. I was not told about this. go and raid him. Go and spam him. I want to see y'all in his chat spamming him, saying Elia raid. Sorry for the ones on Twitch. He's not streaming on Twitch. He's only streaming on YouTube. So do your thing. Yeah, go and spam him. I wanna see his chat going crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna leave stream here. I'm gonna end it here. Because I'm very tired and I have a lot of things to do. But yeah, go and raid him. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, chat, and have fun watching Mr. Zero SR. Bye bye.